Alright, people, it's me. Gotta buy me another tripod because this one's kind of, well, the top of it's kind of fucked up. But I didn't want to film in the room because if I film in the room, then there's a big mess in the room, and I don't want y'all to see that. So we're back here. I want to respect my father's privacy. You don't want to film a room and the room is all fucked up, and people be like, "Come on, man, film in a better private location." All right, so this is as private as gonna get. Today's episode, and I want to thank my 35 subscribers. Yay! All right, I got 35 subscribers. 35 subscribers. I had to put in a lot of hard work and dedication for 35 subscribers. Today's video is going to be called Having Sex with Supermodels. It's every singles, well, I won't say every singles, but we got most men's sexual fantasies is having sex with a super hot, attractive woman that is not the average everyday woman. Now, in your life, you think of supermodels, you think of women like Scarlett Johansson. I think she did modeling for a short, brief time, and then she got into television and film. But I'm talking about actual supermodels, actual models that when you see them, you know they're models. Back when I was a kid in the 1990s, there was this gorgeous white girl that was 6'1" with long legs named Cindy Crawford. He was born in the 1970s, 1980s. You know who the hell I'm talking about. She tried to break into television and film. She had some small roles here or there, nothing big or major. But if you look on the television channel on regular TV, not just cable but TV, at midnight you do these programs where this guy takes a cantaloupe, yes, a cantaloupe, and uses it to help try to smooth out women's face. So even if a woman's in her 30s or 40s, it still doesn't look like it. And then there's that supermodel that everyone knows what I'm talking about from the 1970s. I forgot her name, but she has 100% natural beauty. I remember they were celebrating their, what, I can't remember, it was their 20 or 30-year anniversary of supermodels. Um, I'll have to double check my sources. And she was 60 years old back in, I think, between 2012 or 2014. I think she was 60 years old. And she was the first supermodel in all of history to have 100% natural beauty. No plastic surgery, no touch up here or there, just 100% natural beauty. Now, the reason why the title's called Having Sex with Supermodels, because let's be honest, when you was in high school, in college, you did have dreams about women like Cindy Crawford, Tyra Banks, Janice Dickinson when she was hot and attractive, not with all that damn plastic surgery today, but back then. And you had the hots for those types of women. Let's not forget Naomi Campbell, Tyra Banks' quote unquote arch nemesis, P. Diddy's ex wife, not the woman that he's with currently, but the last woman that was black. She was a supermodel. And Eddie Murphy's first wife, Nicole Murphy, was a model, a supermodel. And she had some good looks, even with kids. But my point is, and then let's not forget Tom Brady's wife. She's a supermodel. Oh yeah, she's from Brazil. And I talked about her in my last, not the video before this one, but the other video before the one that I just did recently. I talked about Tom Brady's wife. Now, these women are what they call knockouts. They're called tens. There is messing with women that are fives, sixes, sevens, eights, nines, but these are called knockouts. They're called 10. They're a 10 out of 10. They're the absolute best of the best of the best. They're very physically, very sexually attractive. You go to places like South America, South Africa, West Africa. You go to places like Canada. Remember Pamela Anderson? Yeah, she was a model before she did television and film. She was a model too. Canada. You go to places like Great Britain, London, England, Paris, France. You go to places like Scotland, Ireland, Russia. You go to places like that, and you're gonna see some of the most drop dead gorgeous, beautiful, attractive women on the planet Earth. And the reason why I'm naming off those types of women is because before these women became actresses in television, film, or in music, these women's first job was modeling. And you look at TV shows like American Top Model with Tyra Banks in it. That show's been on for like 13, 14, years, 13, 14 seasons. And you look at some of the women on those shows, a lot of those women come from a lot of those places that I just named off. And if you're a multi-billionaire or a millionaire, you're going to want nothing but the best of the best. A perfect example of this would be somebody like Sylvester Stallone. In his heyday of when he was doing all these action-packed movies in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, all he did for the first decade and a half was date supermodels. He didn't date actresses as much. He dated supermodels because when you reach the peak of your, not so much your physical prime, but your financial prime, you can date whoever you want to date. And usually at the top of the list, men want to date supermodels. Of course, you're going to date girls like the news lady. There are some basketball and football players that date the woman who interviews them, just so you know that. I am going to make a future YouTube video called Is It Okay or Not Okay to Have Sex with a Woman That Does the News? Because there's some very hot, attractive women too. But that video is going to be saved for spring break. Another spring break video that you should look out for, is it okay or not okay to have sex with porn stars? Because everyone's making a big deal out of Donald Trump. Supposedly he had sex with a porn actress 25 years ago. And we'll get to that video when we get to that video for spring break. And I'll probably film that on location. Who knows? You might get lucky. I might go to Venice Beach. I might go to Santa Monica Pier. It all depends. I probably can get away with it at Venice than I can at Santa Monica Pier. But we're neither here or there. We're on this video. It's like winning the NBA Finals when you get a supermodel. It's like the World Series, the Soccer World Cup. Yeah! It's like WrestleMania. Back when professional wrestling actually meant something. It's like the Super Bowl. Okay? It's like the Olympics. When you get the best of the best, you ever get that feeling that every man is looking at your woman? Like, they like, damn, this woman is fine as hell. They pointing and shit. They looking at your woman like, God damn, she fine as hell. They walk up to her and they tell her how beautiful she is. They say, have a nice day. I love the way you did your hair. And you be looking at the dudes like, man, why you talking to my woman in front of me? You get a little insecure, get a little jealous. You start player hating. Don't act like you ain't never player hate when you was dating a super hot, attractive woman. We've all, I can't say all of us, the vast majority of us have been in that situation where we dated a super hot, attractive woman and we had about 10 to like maybe 20 men in 6 months trying to talk to our woman. You go to the restroom, you come back like Superman real fast because somebody trying to talk to your woman. And it gets worse if you're trying to take a shit. You be trying to hurry up and take a shit and come back because everyone trying to talk to your woman. You go park the car, everybody trying to holler at your woman because she's the most beautiful and most attractive woman on the planet Earth. And if you're a woman, you can't sit here and say you ain't never tried to imitate or copy these women that you see from Victoria magazines. Like, you know that actress that was in Transformers 3, the third Transformers, with Shia LaBeouf? She's dating Hollywood actor Jason Statham. Y'all seen Jason Statham's movies in The Expendables, Transporter. Remember those films? Well, she's dating him. And everywhere they go, people don't look at Jason Statham. No, they don't look at him. They look at her because she's 6 feet. And they like, damn, that woman is fine. And I think she either Australian or Britain. I'll have to double check. But she's a supermodel. And when they bring these models to California to do fashion shows, a lot of times men be trying to figure out how do I spit game at a supermodel, and I'm here to try to give you some insight. There's a lot of ways you can spit game. One of them is just be yourself. I know you hear on YouTube that being yourself don't get you nowhere. I'm here to tell you when it comes to women that are from the hood, being yourself don't do nothing. But when you're trying to impress supermodels, you got to be careful because if you try so hard to get a phone number or an email address, chances are you're probably not going to get one because they get approached 50 to 100 times in one day. You got to understand, what's the difference between a supermodel and an average girl is that average girls, they come and go. They're like streetcars, they come and go. Like that. Calypso Oregon, O'Shea Duke Jackson, Ringo TV Raw, Solo Team 84, Alpha Male Strategies. I don't preach because I don't go to church, but I do teach. You know how our players do player. Anyway, they are a different creature. They are a different specimen. You cannot treat a supermodel that's a 10. You see my fingers right, a 10. You cannot treat a 10 the same way you treat Shaniqua or Shatanda or Big Booty Wanda up the street. Like them hood rats, you can take to McDonald's, Burger King, and Taco Bell because they're average. When you get you someone like a supermodel that's like Tom Brady's wife, that's a supermodel, or you get Jason Statham's woman that's a supermodel, you can't take them type of women to McDonald's, Burger King, and Taco Bell because they're not the average woman. You try to take a supermodel out that's like Tom Brady's wife to a McDonald's, you're going to get what they call unwanted attention. You're going to get men that will talk to your woman in front of you and will try to start a fight with you just like that because you took her to the hood. So you can't do that. These types of women you got to take out to Red Lobster, Olive Garden, BJ's. You got to go to some place in Beverly Hills that's expensive because it's good to have attention, but it's also bad to have too much attention. And you got to understand there has to be a balance between attention and too much unwanted attention. That's why a lot of guys, when they date tens, that's why the relationship ends no sooner than it begins. It might last 5 months, it might last 6 months, and then next you know, the relationship's over because the man can't handle the responsibility that comes with dating tens. We're not talking about women that are fives, sixes, sevens, eights, or nines. We're talking about a 10. There be so much hard work and dedication that you have to do that most men don't understand that you don't get men trying to talk to your woman when you go to work. When you're trying to park the car down the street or you're looking for a parking space at the mall. You're going to get men trying to holler at your woman. And you know why they're doing it? Because they're waiting for the right opportunity for you to fuck up. They're waiting for you to cheat on her. They're waiting for you to send DMI pictures to some hoe. They're waiting for you to fuck up so they can have the opportunity with a woman that is not the average woman. Like you see Scarlett Johansson, right? Most men find her physically, sexually attractive. Kid or no kid, they find Scarlett Johansson very physically, sexually attractive. That is not the average woman. That is a woman that you have to work 10 times hard to get the attention of than Shaniqua and Shatanda and Big Booty Wanda up the street in the hood. The average woman, you could do one or two stupid things and you get her attention like that. Women like Charlize Theron, there we go. There goes another woman that was a model. Before she was an actress, before she did Atomic Blonde, before she did Mighty Joe Young, she was in South Africa doing modeling. And she got discovered. They brought her to the United States. She popped up in some magazines. You know, they put her on small little television roles here or there. And men found her to have this exotic look. And then, you know, she appeared in all these films. You know, remember Reindeer Games with Ben Affleck? That's when she really got attention. And then you look at the athletic shape she's in her 40s. She just did a Fast and Furious movie. Remember? Yeah. So Charlize Theron looks beautiful and attractive for her age. You want to know another actress that's not really an actress, that's an exotic model, that's also from Brazil? Monica Bellucci. Have you seen Matrix Reloaded? That woman was so hot in that movie that if you paid any attention to Matrix Reloaded, you didn't pay attention to Trinity, you didn't pay attention to Morbius, you paid attention to that one scene where Neo is getting a kiss from her. She's a supermodel. Did you not see James Bond Spectre? She was 51 years old in that film, and she got a kiss from James Bond Daniel Craig as James Bond. Speaking of James Bond, if you look at all the James Bond films, I'm talking about from the first one all the way to Daniel Craig, every actress that you've seen in those Bond films, the vast majority of them are all models. Before Halle Berry got into television and film, what do you think Halle Berry was? She was a beauty contestant. She was a model. Yeah, and I probably should make a YouTube video about that too. You know, having sex with beauty contestant models. But the reason why I'm saying supermodel first is because it's what every man think about. You know, whether you're at work, at school, whether you're in the gym, you are thinking about supermodels. Now, what's the best way to describe supermodel or just a model? That's a 10. I would say it's like winning a championship belt in boxing. You know how much responsibility it is to be world champion, right? Well, guess what? You have to defend your title every time you step in the ring. Well, when you get you a 10, you got a lot of obligations and a lot of challenges that you face when you're messing with a 10. Now, these women can have a lot of sex. And you want to know the best part about having sex with a supermodel? You ain't going to have no complaints in the bedroom. You know, they'll give you a blow job, back massage, neck massage, feet massage. They'll give you what I like to call the Hollywood treatment. You know, they'll cook your breakfast, lunch, and dinner butt naked with no clothes. You want to have sex with two women? Guess what? They're open to the idea of having sex with two women, three women, four women. Not all, but some of the women that are supermodels happen to actually at one time in history used to be lesbians, used to be bisexuals, or you can just say bi-curious. So you're not going to have no complaints when it comes to sex. You know another thing you're not going to have a complaint in? They always stay in athletic shape. A lot of the women that you see that are models in the television and film, they stay in athletic shape. You never have to tell them go to the gym. They stay in shape. So you don't have to complain about that. They don't eat all this fast food. You know, the only downside to that is they may be too skinny and, you know, they might have a flat ass. Not all, but there are some that have some ass. But their food diet is a little bit restricted because if you're a supermodel, you have to stay in athletic shape. So, basically, I got one more minute, then I gotta cut this video short. So, you're not gonna have. There's different stages of a supermodel. There's supermodels. There's models. There's fitness models. There's fashion models. And then, of course, let's not forget there's booty models. But we're talking about the number one girl that every man tries to kill themselves to get. You got bodybuilders, power lifters, weightlifters, basketball players, football players, professional wrestlers, boxers, martial artists, men who run for political power, all trying to get with the number one woman in America, supermodels. And as of right now, whether you like Donald Trump or you hate Donald Trump, you can't deny the fact that the woman he's married to and has kids by is a supermodel. So that right there shows proof. Even the president of the United States of America is messing with a supermodel. I mean, come on. That tells you right there it don't get no better than that. You can date you a supermodel, more power to you. I've done it only one time. She weren't a supermodel. She was what they call an aspiring model. And I guess I'll make that into a YouTube video for spring break. I guess there'll be 3 videos for spring break explaining what's the difference between a supermodel, an Instagram model slash hoe, and an aspiring model. I'll explain what's the difference between the 3 for spring break. So every man's trying to date this type of woman. You got actors like George Clooney, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ben Affleck. You got actors, film directors, businessmen who try to date supermodels. And your friends might get jealous of you because if you date that type of woman, then, like I said, they're going to be waiting for you to fuck up so they can have their chance with that type of woman. A lot of guys get a lot of hell for dating fat girls and women from the hood, and they always tell you to raise your standards. Well, when you get a supermodel, that is raising your standards. So I hope you love the video. I hope I explain a new subject. Thank you to my 35 subscribers. This video was for you.